Good morning, honorable ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Welcome to our webinar on digital twin and city simulation, the key to decision making, organized by the Committee for Smart and Innovative Cities of Asian Mayors Forum. My name is Mahshid Taqiqani. I'm Director of International Organizations and Embassies at the Asian Mayors Forum, and it's my pleasure to moderate this fruitful webinar and be your host today. Let me briefly introduce Asian Mayors Forum for those who are new to our network. Asian Mayors Forum is an international non-governmental nonprofit organization that connects cities, mayors, urban managers, and city leaders across the Asia, and it helps cities work together by sharing knowledge, skills, and experience in managing urban challenges. Today's webinar shows AMF's goal to support city leaders with new tools and ideas for smarter and stronger cities. This webinar focuses on the important topic of digital twin and city simulation, which is essential for improving how we manage and plan cities. Well, as cities grow and face complex challenges like traffic, energy use, and environmental issues, we need better tools to make informed decisions. Digital twins are virtual models that mirror real cities in real life, in real time data to simulate and analyze the decision. This allows a city manager to test ideas, predict problems, and optimize resources without any risk to the actual city. By learning more about the digital twins, cities can be smarter, more efficient, stronger, and more sustainable for the future. First of all, I would like to invite Dr. Hamid Reza Gholamzadeh, Honorable Secretary General of Asian Mayors Forum, to deliver the opening speech for today's digital webinar. Dr. Gholamzadeh, the floor is yours. Please.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, perfect.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon to some of you, everyone. And I hope that you are having a very good day. And thank you very much for joining this event today. The artificial intelligence and the technology is getting more intertwined into our lives. And we are all increasingly more and more involved in the use of technology in our daily lives, in our works, in our routines. Everything is being affected by, let's say, artificial intelligence, especially right now that we have better access to ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and all other things that we are familiar with them. And tech companies are trying to use these technologies into urban management and to bring it into urban management to improve the services that the municipalities provide and to make it more effective and improve the efficiency of the programs that municipalities carry out in their cities. But one of the new subjects is digital twins that you simulate everything in the let's say the artificial area in the digital world. You rebuild the city and it gives you a sample and a platform in which you can test the changes you want to make into the city or the effects of the decisions that you make, and in that way you can better decide what the influence of that decision would be and how successful it would be or how harmful it could be to the city. But I remember about 2 or 3 months ago, I was in China discussing digital twins in a workshop, in a meeting with some friends from all across the world, from as well as Latin America to as east of China and South Korea were there, and people from different countries, different experiences, different perspectives to the issue. I remember in one of the workshops, I raised a question, which was not a challenge to many of the colleagues who were in that workshop, and that was the security of digital twins. Uh, Before that, let's speak about this, that digital twin of the cities cannot be built only by the municipalities. It needs a huge, let's say, resources, and it needs huge human resources, tech resources, and it's not something that municipalities can put all the money into that. It would be very consuming. So it would be better to outsource at least some part of that to private sector and the outsiders, the private companies, tech companies, startups, or knowledge-based companies to work on those areas. And then collecting these services together, a city can build a digital twin of itself. That's understandable, that's great, but sometimes this challenge is raised that security could be a concern for cities, because those you need to provide all the details of the information to those private sector companies, and you need to have some, let's say, monitoring or observation over them, and to make sure about your security. I know it's not a big challenge in many countries, but it could be in some others. At least with the recent war that we had in Iran, and how technology and artificial intelligence was used in that attack, it raises some concerns about that. We had similar stories in Lebanon as well. They used the technology in some of the attacks that were carried out in Beirut last year. So these are the things that security is one of the challenges that we be faced. There are other things. There are technical challenges, normally into such a big project. How you can deal with that? How can you use the experiences of the other countries and other cities in building that digital twin in order to use that? In which way you need to use that? I remember one of the cities in that workshop had used a digital twin in order to organize the enterprises, the small enterprises that, and let's say the vendors and sellers that were in the streets. They used the digital twin to organize these people and to send them to other areas to give them some sort of places for uh, selling their products. And it was in that way. And other city, or let's say many cities, use AI and digital twins to manage the traffic in their cities, especially in mega cities and large cities. Uh, there are other people who are using that, for example, for health and well-being of the citizens. We had an example in Guangzhou in China. I remember in that workshop, for example. We have some using it for improving giving services to startups and knowledge-based companies, and to get them involved into that. So the way we use them, the way we create them, and the challenges that we face in building them and using them, there are all these things that could have been faced by some of the cities and not by the others. And this webinar, along with many others, and that I hope that we might be able to hold in the future, can help sharing these challenges and ideas. So that's why we are today here to discuss these ideas and all these experiences that you have had, the solutions that you have reached, or the route and the way that you are seeing ahead of yourself. And you need you might have some questions, and you need to have answers for those questions in the past to making a digital twin for your city. So this committee, this building, this meeting is supposed to be an answer to these questions. And I hope that not only me, but also my colleagues and all the participants here would benefit from that. And at the end, the last but not the least, I feel obliged to appreciate all the participants who are taking part in this meeting, especially our esteemed speakers, especially the two mayors that we have and other friends from Economic Cooperation Organization (ECO) and from CityNet, from Kazan, from the Philippines, everywhere that we have. So it's a multinational board, and I'm very happy and I'm very proud to have this panel in our committee and to be actually the opening speaker into this panel. And I really happy to have you all here. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much and have a great day and discussion, of course. Thank you. Mashed back to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Gholamzadeh, for your insightful and inspiring opening remarks. Of course, without your help and support, we couldn't have organized this critical webinar. Thank you very much, Dr. Gholamzadeh. Now, I would like to invite our next speaker, Ms. Elif Tanburglu, Honorable Head of Foreign Affairs and Project Office at Mersin Metropolitan Municipality. Actually, we have 6 technical committee in Asian Mayors Forum, and this webinar is held by the Smart and Innovative Cities Committee. And Mersin Municipality serves as the secretary of this committee. On behalf of Mersin Municipality, Ms. Tanburglu will share her remarks. Please.
You. Good morning from Turkey. Good morning and good afternoon, some of you, to all. First of all, thank you for having us, hosting us in this special webinar. And it's a pleasure to join you today. Actually, the topic today is very relevant to cities that we, lead. As the head of foreign relations and project office at Mersin Metropolitan Municipality, we have been actually exploring how the digital twins, how those technologies can benefit both citizens and the decision-making process as well. If you let me just share my presentation first. I would like to share some of the, notes from our experiences and the experiences all over the world. We just, as Mr. Secretary General just addressed, the importance of digital twins and the challenges and the obstacles and also the benefits of the digital twin. I just want to focus on how it transforms a municipality, a local government, a city, a region. How do we benefit as a decision makers and also citizens? It is important because, you all know it reflects real-time data and imitates the behaviors and tests feature scenarios. Feature scenarios are really important for cities, for city leaders, because it's just cost efficient. You can just predict the outcomes of the behaviors and efforts or initiatives just beforehand. So that's why it's a really pretty effective tool for cities. And also, why should cities build digital twins? Why we have been discussing digital twins today? We know that some of the developed cities like Shanghai, Helsinki, and the other state and the other cities, some of the countries are being used. They are using the digital twins nationwide. Some of them just use it citywide. But why should all cities build digital twins? Because the technology offers cities the simulation of disaster scenarios, which is very important today. And also it just supports the resource optimization. This is so important. And I just want to mention the Eurocities quote from Eurocities. They are the silent revolution shaping the future of urban governance. Really, they are the silent revolution. And here are some real-world examples from around the world, which is one of them is Rotterdam. They use it. The city used the digital twin as a tool for flood resilience modeling, and it uses digital twin to manage climate risks. We all know that, as the Secretary General mentioned earlier, digital twin can be used in very, very different fields. City planning is one of them, and the climate risks and environmental planning is one of them, which is the most important one actually nowadays. And Rotterdam uses it. The other example from Ireland, Dublin. Dublin uses digital twin as a traffic flow optimization to reduce congestion and emissions, which is a very big problem for big cities, the traffic flow. The other one is Rennes from France. It uses it as an interactive planning tool for citizen engagement in urban design. It's important because the citizen engagement today in decision-making processes of the cities is highly important. I mean, co-design, decide for the future of the city is very important, and a digital twin and the technology enables it for the city leaders to engage the citizens in the decision-making processes. Actually, how digital twins work in practice, it's just, as I mentioned, there are various fields that the digital twin can be used. Just one of them is infrastructure management. It is very important because it predicts maintenance needs, and also it decreases the maintenance costs just beforehand, before the failures occur. And the mobility and traffic is just so important for the public transportation, and because it simulates accidents or congestions, and also operates the traffic flow, traffic jam beforehand. And also environment monitoring is so important. It monitors the air quality, water consumption, and noise pollution. It's very important for the adaptation to climate change, and also for the energy efficiency and cost efficiency, because it enables to track the electricity, the energy use, and boost renewable energy operations. And also for the urban planning, we know that some of the cities just use this technology for urban planning. It's not just the conventional way of urban planning, but here you have the real data, real-time data in your hand, and you can use it for urban planning for the long-term scenarios. And also for the disaster management, it is so important because it models the flood, fire. That we have been handling for fires in Turkey. This summer, and the earthquake scenarios. The technology enables you to use it. And also benefits to local government, to cities, is resource efficiency, preventive maintenance, data-driven policies, stronger public trust, and climate adaptation. Here I just, as again, Secretary General mentioned, but you have to focus before you build a digital twin. You have to focus what is your purpose and what is your priority. Actually, it is good to use the digital twin citywide, but we just highly recommend to use the digital twin with baby steps. With small steps, actually using the technology in one field and then the other field, according to your priorities, is more important than doing it citywide first, because that's why we should. The city leaders should define the purposes, and then ensure the multi-stakeholder governance are integrated in the process, and also then the data infrastructure, because data is the most important thing in digital twin. and choosing a pilot area. That's what I meant by small steps, baby steps, and then developing the things. The next issue that I want to mention is the ethical and inclusive principles of the, of the technology, because the security is a problem, as the Secretary General mentioned, and also ethics and innovation must go hand in hand. What do I mean by ethics? Ethics is important because the digital twin is should respect for human rights, and the citizens' privacy, because you collect data from the citizens, and you should respect for the human rights, and the technology should be fair and transparent. These are the important aspects of the digital twins. And also open standards and cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is highly important because it should be, strong to external threats. The technology should be safe for the, city managers. And also, what do we mean by open standards? Open standards means that you should enable the data exchange. You should exchange the data among stakeholders and institutions. And also inclusion is very important. You should include every citizen in the process. You shouldn't exclude any group of the community. It's very important. And also you should integrate the citizen, the residents, into a decision-making process. How you can, engage them with comments on the simulation. You can create a simulation by using the digital twin, and then you can enable citizens to comment on that simulation, and then with their feedbacks, with their insights, you can change it, or you can moderate it later. And the feature of digital cities is just self-regulation and predict national disaster, which is very important. And also, I would like to share with you another, application from Mersin Metropolitan Municipality, just a brief one. We have two systems. It's not a citywide digital twin application, but the first of two applications is an intelligent transportation system that we have been implementing in the city. The system just provide us with the real-time data, integrated solution, efficiency, and sustainability. By making the city's public transportation system smart, we use intelligent transportation systems in transportation by enhancing traffic safety, reduce travel times, increase energy efficiency, and provide environmentally friendly solutions. Now we are monitoring the traffic density, road conditions, and public transport movements. And also we bring together different modes of transport, such as road, rail, sea, and bicycle. And also it just saves us time, fuel, and costs. Now we are implementing this. And the other application of the Mersin Metropolitan Municipality is the SCADA system. It's a technology used for remotely monitoring and controlling and collecting data from water and energy infrastructure system. We have Mersin Water and Sewerage Administration at the municipality. And thanks to the SCADA center, which we operate the whole water system by using it, it monitors critical components such as drinking water consumption and networks, wastewater management, reservoirs, and pressure chambers with real-time data tracking whole day, 24/7. And also what we benefited from this technology is approximately total 800 facilities are continuously monitored via SCADA. And also the collected data from this technology is just enables us to detect the water loss and leakage rates, which is very important for the water system. And also the cost and labor savings we had. And the other one A 60% reduction in malfunctions were detected, and almost 462,000 cubic meter water savings were achieved thanks to that technology. The last thought I would like to, give the floor to the next, guest. Just before that, I would like to mention that, as the Secretary General mentioned, the technology is very important. There are really successful experiences and implementations around the world, which cities are implementing right now. But we should, each city is unique. Each city's, priorities and needs are different, and they should be predetermined well, and the technology should be implemented and adapted by according to these needs. And also, we should keep in mind that the technology is very good, but we should consider the ethics, the open standards, and the inclusion. We should keep in mind those concerns as well. Thank you so much for having us, for presenting and also for the help, Ms. Mashit, for everything. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Ms. Samroglu from Mersin Municipality, for your thoughtful remarks and for your valuable perspective of behalf of Mersin Municipality. We truly appreciate your time and contribution. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Thank you.
Well, at this point, I would like to invite Mr. Mohammad Wasim Salim, the Honorable Mayor of Anantapur, India, and we look forward. We look forward to hearing your thoughts. The floor is yours, Mr. Mayor.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Dear AMF committee, distinguished guests, fellow leaders, and participants of the smart and innovative cities. It's a privilege to be here today representing the city of Anantapur from Andhra Pradesh, India, to share our journey in digital transformation and the innovative use of modern technologies in urban services. In today's rapidly evolving world, cities must adapt to complex urban challenges, and I am excited to present how Anantapur, along with Andhra Pradesh state, is embracing these advancements to improve the quality of life for our citizens. Most probably, digital city and city simulation in Andhra Pradesh and Anantapur. As a mayor of Anantapur, Andhra Pradesh, India, participating in the Asian Mayors Forum webinar on digital city and city simulation, here are some key points to consider. Digital city initiatives in Andhra Pradesh. Smart cities mission. Andhra Pradesh has 4 smart cities identified under the mission: Amravati, Kakinada, Tirupati, and Visakhapatnam. These cities are undergoing transformation with projects focused on sustainability, livability, and technology. IT-related concept cities. The state government plans to set up 3 IT-related concept cities in Tirupati, Visakhapatnam, and Anantapur, aiming to attract domestic and international IT companies. Creator Land. Andhra Pradesh has signed a deal to build an AI-powered transmedia creator land, which will include them parks, gaming zones, and the global cinema co-production zones, driving job creation, skill development, tourism, and digital innovation. City simulation and digital twins. Digital twins. International and in India, private mapping firms has partnered with the Survey of India to create digital duplicates of cities, including 3D mapping and simulation capabilities. This technology can aid in urban planning, disaster management, and infrastructure development. Applications. City simulation and digital twins can be applied in various areas, such as urban planning, simulating urban development scenarios to optimize planning and decision making; disaster management, analyzing urban development scenario to optimize planning and decision making; and infrastructure development, simulating infrastructure projects to optimize design and implementation. Anantapur specific initiatives. Smart city development. Anantapur is one of the 6 municipal towns selected for smart city development in Andhra Pradesh. IT concept city. Anantapur is planned to be developed as an IT related concept city, leveraging a human capital and technological presence. Potentially, potential benefits. These initiatives can drive economic growth, improve quality of life, and enhance the city's competitiveness. Andhra Pradesh is actively pursuing digital city initiatives, including smart city development and IT related cities. City simulation and digital twins can be powerful tools for the urban planning, disaster management, and infrastructure development. Anantapur has opportunities for growth and development through these initiatives. Is essential to opportunity to enhance the city's competitiveness and quality of life. Energy and infrastructure monitoring. Smart poles with solar lighting and environmental sensors in key locations. Simulations for infrastructure health checks, culverts, drains. Anantapur Municipal Corporation's roles in building heat resilience using city scale models and also collaboration and research. Partnering, partnering with Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, Anantapur, and local innovators for city modeling. Digital twin lab with academic and private sector inputs. Regional knowledge sharing among Andhra cities for scalability. And proposal smart word digital twin. Anantapur Municipal Corporation. Start with one word in AMC for pilot modeling, roads and water sanitation. Use findings to optimize service citywide. Align with Amrut and Smart City mission goals for funding and scaling. Anantapur has opportunities for growth and development through these initiatives and essential to leverage these opportunities to enhance the city's competitiveness and quality of life. And finally, data-driven grounds and citizen engagement. Grievance residential via ward sachivalayams, spatial heat maps of issues, simulating traffic flow in busy junctions, proposal public-facing dashboards for transparency and feedback. And finally, collaboration and research. Regional knowledge sharing among Andhras for scalability. Conclusion, Andhra Pradesh and Anantapur Municipal Corporation offer strong foundations for digital development, local innovations and real-time governance can derive sustainable urban growth. Collaborative, data-driven, and scalable models will define the future of smart cities. Thank you very much for honoring me this webinar speech. I'm really upset for the AS Mayors Forum Committee for giving this opportunity to join in this webinar. This thing, last time even I have joined in the Faramabad AS Mayors Forum, it was very wonderful. They have organized very well and really thankful to these people for giving this opportunity. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor of Anantapur, for sharing your experiences and ideas with us. We truly appreciate your participation and valuable perspective about digital twin in Anantapur, India. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our next speaker. Unfortunately, the mayor of Nizhny Novgorod was unable to join us today. Therefore, we are honored to have Ms. Sofonova Anastasia, Honorable Data Engineering Team Lead of Nizhny Novgorod, speaking on behalf of the mayor. Thank you very much. Please go ahead. Ms. Sofonova. Ms. So- Mm, Well, we're going to another speaker. Are you here, Miss Sonomova? Okay. I'm going to invite our next speaker, Dr. Hosna Tekin, the Honorable Director of Human Resources and Sustainable Development at the Economic Cooperation Organization. We appreciate your presence and look forward to your speech. Please go ahead, Mr. Hosna.
Thank you so much, Ms. Manshid, for having us today and for organizing this very important event webinar on digital twin and city simulation issue. Actually, this topic is so much new for the Economic Cooperation Organization. Nowadays, we started to work on this issue. So, first of all, dear colleagues, could you please share my present? Okay, right now it's okay, I think. Okay, thank you. Can you hear me? I mean, my voice is clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. So, good morning or good afternoon, dear all colleagues. First of all, let me express my gratitude for inviting and organizing this very important forum to Asian Mayor Forum and our colleagues from different countries. This is Hüsnü Tekin. I'm from Turkey, but I've been working for the ECO Secretariat more than 3 years as a Director of HRSD, Human Resources and Sustainable Development Directorate. I'm so happy to be part of this gathering. This is the outline of my presentation. First, I'm gonna little bit mentioning about ECO region and our activities on SDGs. And I will mention some smart city initiatives in the ECO region. Of course, we have some experts. I mean, Ms. Alif already mentioned about some details in Mersin, from Mersin. And also I want to touch upon the role of regional organizations in digital twin and simulation issue, and then I will conclude. So, ECO Secretariat, actually it was established in 1964. Turkey, Iran and Pakistan were the founding members of this secretariat. So in 90s, in the beginning of 90s, after the collapse of former Soviet Union, actually we had some more countries, member states. So right now we have 10 member states: Afghanistan, Azerbaijan, Iran, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Pakistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Turkey and Turkmenistan. It means that more than 500 million population and 8 million square kilometers area. So ECO Secretariat is an intergovernmental organization, but it has a sectoral based structure. I mean, we have directorates here, 6 directorates. Actually, we have Trade and Investment Directorate, Agriculture and Industry, Transport, Communication, Tourism, Energy, Environment, Minerals, and my directorate is Human Resources and Sustainable Development. Can we, could you please change the slide? Yes. And also, as for our activities on SDGs, actually, I mean, all of our activities in the Secretariat, of course, I mean, somehow are related to SDGs, but specifically my directorate is dealing with that SDG issue. So sustainability is one of the our most important priorities of ECO, actually, in our vision document for 2025. It was determined one of the priorities. In this respect, we last year, actually, I mean, established a high-level working group on SDGs to prepare an action plan for policy coherence in the region, in ECO region. In this respect, actually, in the beginning of this year, in April, I guess, we conducted the first ECO Forum on Sustainable Development in the smart city Arkadag in Turkmenistan. Very nice city actually. We discussed actually with our member states, the participation level was were so much high. I mean, some prime ministers, the ministers, and from our member states, and also as well as a representative from Asian Mayor Forum also attended that forum. The outcomes of that forum was very important for us. So, and also we are done for the preparation of SDG Performance Index report for the ECO region. Unfortunately, in the first place, we would like to produce a different SDG index, performance index for the region, but because of some lack of data, I mean, so we had to use the open source data for this report. We are done, just, I mean, we are going to revise and we will share this report with our member states recently. And also regarding that SDG issues, we conducted some joint workshops, training sessions, like, I mean, the trafficking in person and human smuggling in ECO region last year with IOM, and also next month we are thinking to conduct this workshop on enhancing seismic risk assessment capacities in the ECO member states jointly with the UNSCAP. And also we are working on Sustainable City Forum. It's a kind of joint event with the ASEAN Mayor Forum, inshallah, maybe at the end of this year. I don't know, still we are working on the exact date. So these are our activities on SDGs. Can we go ahead, please? And here just I would like to share some data from the open sources regarding the SDG 11, as you know, which is sustainable cities and communities. As you see in the first figure, I mean, Pakistan and Afghanistan are the lowest performing ECO member states with respect to SDG 11 sub-indicator concerning the proportion of the urban population living in slums. And the second one, another sub-indicator on annual mean concentration of PM 2.5, all ECO member states seems to exceed the target level as of 2022. And the other one, the third indicator actually shows the population with convenient access to public transportation in cities. In terms of that indicator, it seems that Azerbaijan and Turkey are doing well. I mean, so there are some challenges for the other member states. And also for the last one, actually, access to improved water sources. It seems that, I mean, except for Afghanistan and Pakistan, the other member states, I mean, already achieved this goal. So, I mean, these indicators, these are the sub-indicators of SDG 11. It means that there are, of course, not only for ECO region, but also for the rest of the world. I mean, there are lots of challenges on this issue, I mean, to achieve the SDGs. So, could you please go previous slide, please? No, previous one. Go back, please, go back. Okay, let me continue. Not this slide, by the way. Okay, and also just, of course, as I said, I mean, this issue is so much need for ECO secretariat, so we are not expert on this issue. We are trying to learn something from our colleagues from these kind of gatherings. So when we check the smart city initiatives in the ECO region, there are many smart city initiatives, as mentioned Ms. Alif as well, from Mersin, for example. We have 2030 Istanbul Smart City Strategic Plan, And also in Kazakhstan, they have just launched a smart city project in the beginning of 2025. And also there is the Smart Tehran program for the Tehran. At the same time, Azerbaijan also initiated a smart city program in 2018 for some of the cities like Baku. And also there is a digital readiness assessment by UNDP for Kyrgyzstan. And also, as I said, I mean, we conducted that first ECO Forum on Sustainable Development in Arkadag. Actually, we visited that city. It's a newly built city as a smart city, maybe in the region. And also, the city of Dushanbe has officially inaugurated the new headquarters of the state unitary enterprise as smart city. And also, there is some project in Uzbekistan as well, Urgan Smart City project. These are the some, of course, projects, smart city project, digital twin simulation project in our member states. And just I would like to little bit mention about the role of regional organization in this issue, digital twin and city simulation issue. So these, as intergovernmental or regional organization, of course, we can help somehow for policy harmonization, governance issue, and for the capacity building, knowledge sharing issue, as in the case of this webinar, for example, as Jan Meyer Forum, I mean, they are organizing this webinar, I mean, to share our knowledge each other. And also for the funding and resource pooling issue, I mean, these regional organization can have a role in terms of leverage international development funds, like provide some seed grants for pilot digital projects, something like that. And also, of course, these kind of regional institutions can have a role for that infrastructure and data issue as well, for the standardization of data, because I mean, as far as I understand, these data should somehow speak each other. I mean, for building, for establishing a good infrastructure for this digital twin issue. And also in terms of monitoring and evaluation issue, of course, I mean, the regional organization can have a role. Next slide, please. In the beginning of the session webinar, our colleague Ms. Mashat, mentioned about the challenges and the role of this digital twin simulation issues. Actually, it seems that it's very clear, actually, urban areas. I mean, we are living in Tehran, very crowded city. So, I mean, we always, every day, actually, I mean, we face these challenges. I mean, these growing challenges like climate change, congestions, energy efficiency, housing issues. So smart cities, of course, are leveraging technology to address these challenges. It's clear. I mean, with this advanced technology, artificial intelligence, of course, I mean, it could be possible to handle these kind of challenges. So digital twin city simulation can support climate resilient planning, enable real-time monitoring of emission, water waste issues, and others already our colleagues mentioned about the other things that digital twin and simulation can help us. And also, of course, there are challenges, as mentioned, that security issue for the data is maybe the most important one, as Mr. Ghulamzadeh mentioned about that one. And also the high cost and need for, and this is very important, I mean, for me, there is a need for a long-term commitment by the municipalities, by the governments, so it's really important. And one of the biggest challenges. And also there is a need for inclusive citizen-centered design for the cities. And as a recommendations, of course, I mean, we can follow the best practices already mentioned by Ms. Ali, for example, from the Western countries, European countries. There are some good samples, of course, it could be followed, those samples. Of course, I mean, we need to encourage multilateral collaboration for shared platforms, as in the case of this webinar. And the governments and the international organizations, institutions, relevant institutions, municipalities, of course, I mean, should invest in this issue for R&D and focus on inclusive governance model to promote regulatory alignment and open standards. Thank you so much for your time, for your attention.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hosna Tekin, for your clear and helpful speech. Your ideas and experience from ECO countries bring a valuable viewpoint to our session. Thank you very much, and we are grateful to your participation and share your knowledge. Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite our next speaker, Mr. Chris DiGenorio, Honorable Senior Program Officer at the CityNet organization, to deliver his presentation in about 7 minutes. Dear Chris, please start.
Okay, hello. Can you see my screen okay?
Yes. Thank you very much.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice to be here. Thank you very much for the invitation, Asian Mayors Forum and Secretary General Hamid Reza for your opening remarks. I am Chris, and I'm working at CityNet Secretariat. You might have seen on the poster that I was put in under the city Seoul or South Korea. That's because that we are based here in Seoul, South Korea. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a couple different aspects of digital twins and some of the work that we do at CityNet as a city network, and maybe what digital twins can be useful for managing a city. So just to give a small overview, CityNet is a city network, much like Asian Mayors Forum. We have over 160 members in the Asia Pacific region. So that basically means that cities and other stakeholding organizations like think tanks or universities, NGOs can join us as long as you care about sustainable urban development. We were established a long time ago by 3 UN bodies like SCAP. I heard someone mention Habitat and UNDP. So our membership base is very strong in East Asia and Southeast Asia and South Asia. And I noticed that AMF has a lot of members in West Asia, Central Asia, and so on. So I think there could be some nice synergy if we work together. If any of your members are interested in collaborating with cities in our sort of the Eastern region, we'd be happy to put you in contact. This is an image from our executive committee meeting last year in the Philippines in Iloilo City. So now I'll talk a little bit about digital twins, and I'm actually going to start with this interesting example from video games. I don't know if any of you have ever grown up and you've played a game like SimCity or The Sims, or this newer one called City Skylines. And actually, these are basically city management simulators with all of these features. You can build buildings, you can manage different systems like irrigation, roads, you can establish public buildings, disasters could be affecting your city. So all of these factors, are coming into it, and people actually do this for fun. Common people pay money and spend their time to manage a city. So that's kind of a clue about maybe what city management can look like in the near future if games have been doing it for a long time. This is another interesting example. This is from a series I've heard about doing some research called Assassin's Creed. And in this series, you play as a time-traveling assassin, and you go to different cities in the past, and you need to go assassinate people or something like that. But the interesting thing about this, as a city planner or someone who's interested in cities, is that the developers have used very sophisticated gaming engines to recreate cities as faithfully as possible. So I think this is the most recent iteration in terms of historically. They've recreated the city streets of London in 1868 in as much detail as possible, and you get to actually explore the city. So why is this interesting? I mean, these are a couple, maybe some features that can be brought over by city planners into city digital twins from gaming. You don't want to lose that sort of interactive fun factor. So some things that you could consider implementing would be maybe a character, a type of metaverse type of thing was floated a long time ago for city management, although it never really took off. Then maybe implementing a character that can roam around your city in real time could be helpful. Maybe a sort of a mini map system or an orientation system that goes by your character so that you can roam around the streets like you might be able to do on Google Maps or something that can help people, like common people who want to access the digital twin, or even the planners, have a better idea of where they are in your city's digital twin. The other thing are like real-time systems like such as lighting. So I think in this game, the time passes from morning to evening, and things will change based on the time of day, such as the lighting. Maybe the tides will rise and lower. People will go about their schedules. Streets will become busier during the day and less busy at night. So from this image, I can sort of assume that maybe we're in the morning in the city of London, and I'm driving like a coach and buggy down the street. I've never been to London myself, but I think if I had been, I could pinpoint where this is. So the points that I'm trying to bring out here is that we've actually been doing this for a long time, for decades, managing cities in a virtual way. So some of these elements probably should be designed and adopted by digital twins. And actually, gamification is a really powerful tool to engage not just the urban planners, city staff, but also the public in sort of engaging with the city's livability, sustainability, and streamlining how they function. So by adopting these sort of gamification strategies, this can change city management to something that's stressful or very difficult to something that's more focused on actually solving problems or winning, almost like in a game, to incentivize people. Because we work with cities, and a lot of cities are run by fear a little bit. City managers are afraid if the mayor is paying attention to this sort of thing. So if you can gamify it, if you can make it more fun, that's good. It also makes it attractive for the public to come in to that. So what I like about these is that these are open tools for all to observe in real time. So I'll come back to that a little bit later. But because we're based in Seoul, and Seoul is the president city of CityNet, I wanted to just showcase their digital twin for a little bit. So Seoul actually has a functioning digital twin called SMAP. It's all in Korean. You can actually access it because it's completely open. You may want to, maybe if you have a VPN or something, you may want to change your location to Korea to access it better. But this is a snapshot, and you can see this is actually not a camera, but this is a digitally recreated view of central Seoul. So you see here City Hall in the middle, Seoul City Library. There's a big citizen square, and then on the left there's one of the many palaces that you can find in the city. So these are a couple features of SMAP. So it's a complete digital twin of the entire city. They've actually recreated over 600,000 buildings. And also facilities, infrastructure such as bridges. The entire subway system is here. If you might know Seoul is a very intricate subway system. You can also access an indoor building. So public buildings are actually accessible on the digital twin. You can go into every subway station and some other centers like senior centers or special public buildings. So like we were talking about earlier, and just as games can do, this actually combines administrative functions, environmental functions, more data. So you can actually run simulations of disasters, lighting, flooding, whatever you want. There's a lot of functions like 3D analysis. You can diagnose problems. So this helps for predictive smart planning and actually crafting new policies through using this very sophisticated tool. And even some of the services are also linked in 3D spatial information. So I'll show just a few more slides about what this does. So this is a snapshot of each administrative district of Seoul. You can divide things that way to have a clear picture there. This one is showing traffic flow, real-time traffic flow. The different colors indicate how busy certain roads or other lanes are. The camera icon, you might be able to see that's showing traffic CCTV cameras. So this is something that obviously planners can use when they're, planning new roads or how to manage different roads in the city. These are different viewing options. You can isolate certain buildings. You can make them transparent. And of course, you can rotate around. These are an interior view of Seoul Public Library. So you can look at it at different floors, and you can explore a little bit if you're a member of the public or you're maybe a planner. And this is an interior view of one of the busiest stations, which is Gangnam Station in the southern part of the city. You can see all the different exits. You can see how the buildings, which are transparent, are around the subway, and you can see, into it. I think you can also see how busy it is in real time in some ways. Now, I don't have much time left, but the last thing I'll mention, this is another platform that CityNet has been collaborating on with our partners at ESCAP and the Seoul Metropolitan Government. It's called the Urban SDG Knowledge Platform. And basically what this is this is a platform to compile best practice case studies from any city around the world. It's completely free to access and free to upload your case studies. So since we've launched in 2017, we have over 560 case studies from around the world. We do an annual awards program, which attracts a lot of applications and a lot more high quality case studies. This is an overview of some of the features here. One important thing is that all the case studies conform to the same format. So this is doing a part of sort of conforming case studies and standardizing how case studies are presented so that people can understand them better. You can also get credit by under different SDG targets. So another presenter was talking about SDGs. This is a way for your city to get credit of localizing certain SDGs under your policies. One feature that we have is we can actually, I need to skip ahead really far, but we have this SDG Navigator toolkit, which is basically a way to measure your local SDGs achievement. And this is kind of your result once you've done all the tests, is you actually get this executive summary of how far your city has come in SDGs achievement. So essentially what it does is it maps out your city's SDG weaknesses and strengths. So it helps city planners, know where to go from there. This is a snapshot. It breaks it down by SDG sub-goal. You can see the red numbers are a little worse, the green numbers are a little bit better. And by clicking on some of these sub-goals, you actually get recommended policies in our database, which that you may want to look at and maybe replicate in your city if you have a weakness in that area. So some key takeaways about what the platform can do. It standardizes the ways that qualitative data is presented. Usually qualitative data can be all over the place. This helps to standardize it. It encourages replication of best urban practices, and it kind of maps SDG achievement by the cities who participate in the SDG Navigator toolkit. We can learn more about what cities in a certain region are actually doing, what their progress is in SDGs. It doesn't create a physical map or visual map, but it does so through data and data mapping in that way. But last thing, just going back to digital twins, these are some of the things that maybe we should think about that digital twins should do. They should be very informative. They should have real life applications for city planners and also the public. It should be attractive for the public to openly access and openly understand. It should standardize data in some way to help de-silo all the different departments into one unified system, like we've seen. And it should be kind of fun. I mean, at the end of the day, city management should be fun, and overcoming the challenges should be something that's gamified and satisfying for city managers. So that's my time, and I appreciate the support, especially from Ms. Mashid over the past few weeks, and I'm happy to collaborate further with AMF. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, dear Chris, for sharing this valuable and interesting information with us regarding the digital twins. And we really appreciate your insights and the time you took to speak on this important topic. Thank you very much. And now we will back to we are honored to have Ms. Sonova Anastasia from Russia, Honorable Data Engineering Team Lead of Nizhny Novgorod, speaking on the behalf of the mayor. Please.
Good morning, dear friends. My name is Marat Fathulin. I'm glad to welcome you from Russia and from one of its most beautiful cities, Nizhny Novgorod. Our city is quite advanced. It is creating digital services, digital transformation, and data-driven management. The city administration has created an analytical center of the city, which employs programmers and data analysis. Sofana Anastasia, our data engineering team lead, will tell you more about the work of the center and our experience.
Okay.
1 second.
Okay. Mahshid, can you see the presentation?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good morning, dear colleagues. My name is Anastasia. I'm a data engineering team lead at Nizhny Novgorod Analytical Center, and today I will introduce you the digital solutions that are used in our city. A few years ago, the local government faced two problems that you can see on the screen. In fact, there were over 200 separate informational systems which caused miscommunication, the lack of data, and biased decisions. These issues led to the digital transformations in Nizhny Novgorod. So the local government decided to collect all the data in one place, and the analytical center was opened in June of 2022. It is unique for its own development team with all the designers, data engineers, data analysts, backend and frontend engineers, and other staff. We manage data, create digital solutions, and interact with the citizens. All our services are united in one ecosystem called My Nizhny Novgorod. One of the most important parts of it are the Lobachevsky analytical platform, My Nizhny Novgorod mobile application, operational notification systems, and digital services for residents. As I've just mentioned, we've created the analytical platform, which includes more than 100 dashboards divided into two thematic sections, such as interactions with residents, budgeting, housing utilities, social block, and more. So the heads of departments can easily view small widgets or dive into the detailed statistics based on their needs. For example, the National Projects Monitoring shows the federal budget execution for these projects. Moreover, we create daily report to the head of the city on daily basis. It contains an operational summary of weather, incidents, and emergencies in the city, main topics of residents' appeals, air quality index, and other that you can see on this slide. We may continue. Okay, except the reports, we also created the operational notification systems used by the heads of the departments. So they get information about any incident in the city related to their department, and they get their situation under their control as soon as possible. Interactions with the citizens is one of the most important blocks for us because we process data from various channels such as hotlines, our mobile application, social media, the federal system, and others. In 2023, we got over 55 messages from residents. And in 2024, this number raised to over 78,000 ones. It shows the growing trust in authorities from the residents' side. So, My Nizhny Novgorod mobile application is a useful tool for residents to interact with the city. They can submit an application there, tell us about their problem, check the status of the applications, get the executors' answers, and moreover, they can see information about various events in the city districts. Here you can see how it looks like. Okay. We also digitize the process of executing the city head's instructions. In fact, he regularly checks the state of streets himself. So while his instructions are recorded, our platform processes them, and we send the results with before and after photos. Here you can see what it looks like too. In addition, we use cameras in public transport via AI to check the state of roads and streets. It helps to decrease the amount of dissatisfaction from the citizens and the amount of complaints. So, because we detect all the possible issues beforehand. after a resident's appeal is closed, they get a notification to rate the quality of works. All the negative feedback is sent for revision, so it helps us to improve the executor's work. Furthermore, we also use artificial intelligence to classify all the topics of citizens' messages, just like tree and road, water and heart, stop and trends, and others. Here you can see the most common ones. Here it is. It's like how it changes in timeline. And all the executors' answers are also rated by our moderators and the AI model, because the marks influence their deadlines and can attract attention from the head of the city and department's heads. Executive discipline dashboard is one of our vital ones, because it represents all the assignments in the city, their statuses, deadlines, and bottlenecks. It also shows all the curators and departments that are related to all these assignments and orders. The heads of departments get daily statistics and notifications on any anomalies. If the order is expired, they also get an alert. So we managed to decrease the overdue share after the start of mailing. Here you can see the numbers. Predictive analytics helps us with efficient decision making. Our mathematical model has been used for 3 years on deciding on the dates of turning on and off the heating. So we decrease the amount of complaints on this topic too. The analytics also helps us to prevent the issues, just like growing morbidity based on school attendance. Here is the notification that our parents get in the app. Yeah. Here you can see it. And also, our key projects Informs is a full analog of Google Forms, but it is used for the local governments of the Russian Federation. We also create a logistic model for delivery of food products to city schools to keep the food fresh. And we managed to create some more projects that are widely used in the region and well known. We've been working hard for these 3 years, and thanks to our enthusiasm and hard work, we've gained 15 federal awards. So we hope that our experience and projects will be useful for other regions too. Thank you for your time. I hope everything was clear and efficient.
Thank you very much, Ms. Anastasia, for your valuable insights and for sharing your experiences with us. Your presentation adds great value to our discussion and gives us important insights from Russia. Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite our next speaker. Welcome to Ms. Dona Tabangin, Honorable Head of Baguio City Planning, Development and Sustainability Office, to present her valuable insights to us from Philippines. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Is it possible that I just share my presentation?
Yes, you can.
All right, good. So if you could tell me if you can see it and you can hear me clearly.
Sure. Yes, we have your screen here.
Great. Okay, so good morning and good afternoon to everyone. I am Donna Tabangin. I'm currently the department head of the City Planning, Development and Sustainability Office of the local government of Baguio. Maybe you're wondering where Baguio is, so let me just introduce to you our city. So we are located high up in the mountains of the biggest island of the Philippines, which we call Luzon. We are a highly urbanized city. We have a population of 366,000. Our urbanization level is at 64.70%. We are small and landlocked. We're just 57.52 square kilometers in size. We are a center, an administrative as well as a financial center in our region. And we were declared as a UNESCO Creative City for crafts and folk arts. So what I'm going to do is to walk you through how we have developed the digital twin for our city and the context behind it. So let me start with City Vision. So this is a recently crafted City Vision. Talks about our city by 2043, which would be a livable, inclusive, and creative city. So the content or the reason behind the crafting of this vision is because in 2019, we conducted a carrying capacity study. And we were able to calculate that on several fronts, most especially on the physical and environmental aspects of the city, we have already exceeded our threshold values. That means that there's more people than the resources that are supporting the people. And I'm talking about urban road area, solid waste management, water supply, liquid waste treatment, open spaces, forest cover, and green cover. So this became our basis now in developing our digital twin because we needed to have a tool or a platform by which we could measure our progress towards curbing the onset of additional carrying capacity issues in the city. This study also said that if we do not fix our environmental and physical problems by 2043, the city would enter into irreversible urban decay. So instead of urban decay, and that's what our vision says, 2043 will instead be a city that is livable, inclusive, and creative. But of course, what we need is a monitoring and a measurement system. And that's the reason why we have developed our digital twin. So part of the vision is the crafting of our livability index. We needed to measure the livability of all communities or villages in the city. And we have formulated a 10 indicators by which we could measure social environment, built environment, environmental quality, as well as governance. So these indicators measure if our communities are healthy, the presence of food sources, economic opportunities, public safety, accessibility, the presence of essential services, mobility, risk management, civic spaces, and water. So behind the livability index is a digital twin, which measured all these indicators. So 10 main indicators, 46 sub-indicators, and all these were derived from our digital twin. Also, we are mapping it against the sustainable development goals because, of course, aside from attaining livability, we would also want to make sure that we are meeting the goals of sustainable development. So each indicator and sub-indicator points to a sustainable development goal. And then as we have been building the digital twin, it's been 3 years ever since we started building our digital twin. It's in-house. It's based in the local government. And there's two main parts of our digital twin. On the left side would be our census data. So we call it the community-based monitoring system. And this is composed of 450 questions asked of each person in the city. So that means that cumulatively, it's a minimum of 1,500,000 data points in the city covering water, sanitation, hygiene, financial inclusion, DRR, family income, food consumption, education, and any other socioeconomic data which are essential for development planning in the city. So that's one side of our digital twin, and on the other side, on the right side, would be the physical map of the twin. So what we're currently doing is to make these two data sets, which are currently separate, interoperable. So each block or each building block, in other words, in the future would be able to house or to accommodate socioeconomic data of the households as well as the residents that live in a particular area in the city. So we are doing this because, of course, in a few years' time, we would like to do simulation on several sectors of development. It could be in infrastructure, environmental, socioeconomic, as well as institutional simulation. So this is where we are right now. And then as we are building it, we are actually also using it for specific policy making as well as development planning purposes, and one of which would be on climate and disaster resilience. So what you see in this image is our analytics when it comes to seismic assessments, because our city is also known for its susceptibility to earthquakes, and given that there are about 110 structures throughout the geography of the city, what we have done is to create a model of for all the buildings that are existing in the city, and considering different factors, we're able to derive which buildings in the city are considered high risk given seismic susceptibilities. So this is just a snapshot of what we have. This is just one village in the city, but this exists already for an entire city. So we know which structures are high risk when it comes to seismic events. And what we're currently doing is to involve the citizens or the households within each of the red buildings here so that they would know their risk factors. So ground validation is also happening right now, because aside from seismic risks, we also experience flooding, landslides. There are sinkholes in our city because of our geology, and we also experience forest fires. So that means that we can already pinpoint specifically to which residences, which buildings are at high risk because of our digital twin. Another thing is, of course, a local government always makes sure to optimize resources, most especially our municipal budgets. And that's the reason why the digital twin had been used to qualify and to quantify our livability index so that we could plan and budget municipal projects according to the scores that were derived from the livability index. So this means that our villages already plan and budget according to which areas of the livability index they are weak. And of course, to support and to strengthen areas where they are also they are performing. So that means that we can already map out on a yearly basis how each village is progressing according to the projects and the programs that they implement. So in the future, we hope that future projects would be able to be simulated within the digital twin also, so that our communities would be able to understand how they are progressing both visually as well as in a simulation platform, how their villages are already moving towards that goal of attaining livability.
Dear Donna, please, could you wrap up your presentation in 2 minutes, please?
Yeah, I'm actually at the last slide already.
Thank you very much. Great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and one thing which we would like to emphasize is that the collaboration between the local government and the residents in the city would be very important from the very beginning. From the time that we started developing the digital twin, we always had public engagement so that they would get to understand how the mapping had been done. And they also are the bearers of important information because they also add on to the data that's in the digital twin. So I would end with this, that we are currently developing the quality of life index of the city. And this is actually the final layer of how we measure livability, inclusivity, and creativity in the city. And again, it points back to the digital twin. So we're putting together data, different data layers based from our CBMS digital twin, the livability index, and the voluntary local review. Because at the end of the day, this is what matters to our residents. How is the quality of life improved given the technology and the analytics that a local government is already deploying? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Donna, for taking the time to present and sharing your valuable insights from the perspective of the city of Baguio in the Philippines. Thank you very much. Well, now we're going to next speaker. Let's welcome Ms. Katrina Pantonova, the project manager at the Center of Urban Transformation of Kazan, Russia. She's going to share some great ideas with us about Kazan. Please.
Good morning, dear participant. So today I want to tell the experience how to Kazan use digital technologies to manage the city. And now I want to share my presentation and tell about our experience. So tell me, please, can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
So I start. As I said, that you know that in the model world, digital technologies are not just a trend, and it is crucial things to manage effectively. Without data and digital tools, it is impossible to maintain high rates of development. My city has a large territory, and our main task is control and manage the city effectively. Our work is based on a conception of a digital twin. It is a virtual model that reflects all cities' process in real time. It help us to analyze the situation and problems and make decisions and plan infrastructure of development. Last year, we created a detailed models of Kazan. It is updated using panoramic photographies. This model help our architect to visualize the project and assess the impact on the appearance of the city. Nowadays, we start for preparing new tools for them that helps our developers to make comments directly into the models. Sorry. Another key element is a geographic information system. It contains information about urban planning document from a master plan for local regulations. This system has more than 700 types of information and 20 million objects. This allows us to conduct process in a digital format without paper documents. More than 70 automatic workplaces provide services for resident and business around the clock. We care about the city's infrastructure, repairing roads, keeping public spaces clean, and two systems help us to do this. The first is a system of special equipment helps to control the cleaning of the roads. The second is landscaping control system. This system uses cameras from cities buses and garbage trucks with AI technologies. This allows us to help to identify the problem in real time, such as holes on the roads, faulty lighting, snow, and rubbish on the roads. At this year, we can and also the models of a system of landscaping control. And today, nowadays, we have new models which help us to checking advertisement construction. Together, this system optimize cleaning routines. For example, we have reduced the snow removal by 40%, and which was highly appreciated by our residents. Another task is also to organize the traffic, and our transport models includes smart traffic lights, traffic countings cameras, and analysis of traffic data and parking zone. Thanks to the creation of an urban parking space, which includes more than 11,000 parking space, we have improved the quality of the traffic on the street of our city. And at the end of my presentation, in the conclusion, I want to say that the digital twin combines all this system into one model of the city. This changes the approach to manage. We react faster on the problem and situation city, and we can predict them in advance. Digitalization makes Kazan more convenient for residents and allows us to manage our city effectively. We continue to develop technologies that help us to make our city modern and comfortable. So my presentation is ending, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Ms. Platonova from Kazan, for talking about this important topic. It was very interesting, and really appreciate your presence. Thank you very much. For concluding our session, I'm honored to invite our last speaker, Dr. Mortaza Hemmati, a PhD researcher in landscape architecture at University of Tehran, to present his speech and expertise related to this topic. Dr. Hemmati, please. You're mute, please.
Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. I hope you are doing well. I'm really glad to be here with you today. Can you see my screen?
Yes, could you please talk louder, please? Louder.
Is it better right now?
That's great. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So I will start my session with this question. Can we make an impact on landscape without physical invention? And in this session, we'll talk about how to influence people's perception of landscape through media, especially digital twin technology. This is the focus of my recent PhD thesis. While my research is quite broad, in this presentation, I will focus more on practical examples to keep it more engaging and make the topics more tangible. Well, my session can be titled as How Can the Digital Twin Become a Tool for City Transformation, Not Only Decision Making? So And my research draw on 3 disciplines: landscape, media, and psychology. And to answer our main question, I will start with urban foundations. I have to start with this statement. One of the most important discoveries in urban studies in recent decades is the distinction between a city and its image. In other words, people realize a citizen's perception of a city does not necessarily match with what actually exists in the city. And understanding forms the basis for seeing the city as a perceptual phenomenon made up two deeply intertwined components: objective and subjective part of the city. This interplay is what makes it a relative phenomenon, a relative matter, meaning from the same objective reality, different people can form very different interpretations. So, the question I raised was, what if instead of changing the objective side of the city, we focus on changing people's perception? Since these two components interact, logically the perception of city or landscape will still change. In other words, my question was, can we, instead of changing the city the way we want, can change the minds of the citizens so that they love the city as it is? I mean, instead of changing the forms, we change the minds of the citizens. So that's where I started my research on psychology. And psychology is a science that focuses on the question of changing people's inner perception to solve problems. And at the next, I studied learning psychology and focused on associative learning and classical conditioning. And I'm sure you're familiar with this topic, associative learning and association, a mental link between events, phenomena, and ideas based on experience of people. And that was where I came to this conclusion that in conditioning, we actually learn to like things we don't care at all or have no strong opinion about through things we already like and feel connected to. This was, in this way, we can like the things that is outside of the circle of our attachment. So how this can relate to our discussion, I asked the question, if our aesthetics can be conditioned. I have assessed some examples. Some of the most famous examples are about classical conditioning of Coca-Cola advertisement, how they learn to make association between ideas like wealth, health, and enjoyment with some other things like advertisement. And after that, I have researched some of the persuasion methods, like Edward Bernays, one of the most famous people in unconscious public opinion manipulation. Someone I'd really like to mention in referring one of the most famous projects, how he manage to persuade people to do you have my voice, Mrs. Tarikhani?
Yes, yes, we have your voice. Please wrap up your presentation in 2 minutes, please, Dr. Hamad.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so I will have to pass these examples to connect to the very core of my research, where I suggest that media as a tool has 4 key roles: creating meaning, building habits, shaping identity, and creating enjoyment. And combination of creating meaning and enjoyment gives media an untouched power to send persuasive messages. So this is where we reach to how digital twin as a hyper reality can act as a as I mentioned in the presentation, excuse me. I can wrap up this part with this sentence. The digital twin, as mentioned in presentation, is one of the most advanced and important types of media that directly imitates and constructs external reality that can directly imitate reality. So in this way, I can mention some examples that by digital twin and using media, they have changed perception of people from external reality, from the city. And we have also some examples in other medias like cinema. For example, the instance that I have mentioned right now is a movie that the main character have transformed the meaning of an urban space by a movie. Also, in a recent Top Flips film, there's a scene that main character dances on a city stairs that. Sorry, do you have my presentation? Do you have my voice?
Yes, we have. Please continue and please wrap up your presentation, please. We don't have time.
Okay, I wanted to mention that there are some examples that digital twin in some shapes of media, like gaming, like a game GTA that features a city called Los Santos, which is based on the real city of Los Angeles, has influenced increased youth violence and shaped many players' perception. And also, we have the example of metaverse that gives us a duplicate of real life where the real world and real world events can be associated with the real world experiences. So in this model, media, especially a powerful like a tool like metaverse, can become a super strong tool for organizing and giving meaning to places without any physical changes. And I will finish my presentation with this conclusion that digital twin is not only a tool for improving decision making about city, but also in near future, it becomes a tool for giving meaning to the city, and beyond that, a tool for transformation, the image of citizens of the city. Thank you very much. Sorry, I have to make it short.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hemati, for concluding our session with in-depth research and knowledge. We truly appreciate your presence. Thank you very much. As we finish this insightful webinar, it's clear that the idea of digital twins is no longer just a future vision, but a key tool for building and managing modern cities. Today's discussion shows us how digital twins are changing the way we plan, operate, and improve urban life. The speakers explained that digital twins help city leaders, urban planners, citizens see and test different scenarios for things like traffic, environment, emergency plans. By using current data, cities can solve problems before they happen, make better decisions, and offer better services. They also pointed out that digital twins encourage teamwork and open communication by connecting different city departments and involving citizens, which leads to cities that better meet people needs. In short, digital twins are more than just technology. They are a powerful way to shape smarter, more adaptable, and fairer cities. Using the technology will be important for creating sustainable and successful cities for the future. We made a special effort to include speakers from various countries, cities, municipalities, international organizations, and research fields to give you a wide range of perspectives. This diversity helps you see how digital twin technology can be applied in many urban contexts, reflecting the complexity of city management and innovation. We hope that the insights shared today inspire you to think creatively about applying these ideas in your own cities and encourage continued cooperation to make cities smarter and stronger. Well, now we have reached to Q&A session. If you have any question or comments, please write in the chat box or raise your hand. We have one question from Samana Sabori. What are the positive and negative impacts of a smart urban planning, and do you involve experts, innovators, and NGOs in areas like tourism, hospitality, and urban development? Dear speaker, do you want to turn on your mic? Dear Elif, do you want to answer this question?
Okay, I couldn't hear you. I mean, clearly. Could you please repeat it? It was your voice was breaking up.
Yes. What are the positive and negative impacts of smart urban planning, and do you involve experts, innovators, and NGOs in areas like tourism, hospitality, and urban development?
What are the positive and negative effects of
impacts of smart urban planning?
Urban planning on hospitality and tourism sector, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, actually, it's just the city has some, as I mentioned, has some priorities, and if the city is planning is featured as a tourism and hospitality city, the urban planning, the data from the those technologies and the planning can help foresee how the city can shape the feature of itself as a hospitality and tourism city. Positive effects. There could be some positive effects as well, but the negative impacts, as the Secretary General mentioned, could be the data privacy. Actually, data privacy is so important because you just collect some data from the guests and from the citizens, from the residents, and all information should be be respectful for the human rights and should be fair and also protect the privacy. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. We have one more question. Miss Sana, let me find your question. In your opinion, in which areas can digital twins be most beneficial for developing countries? Dear speakers,
Again.
in your opinion, in which areas can
To me,
digital...
right? To me, again.
Yes, you can answer. In your opinion, in which areas can digital twins be most beneficial for developing countries?
For the developing countries and cities as well, right? I think for the urban planning, first of all, I think for the infrastructure, as I mentioned, water management is very important for us. I think it depends on the cities, again, needs. Actually, but infrastructure is very important and water management is very important. And also, if the city is vulnerable for the, disaster management, for the risk, disasters, it's important to focus on firstly for the, disaster management. Actually, it depends on what your city needs and
About
also
more, okay, and there should be some raise hand.
yeah,
Please go on, Miss Alif.
Yeah, okay. First of all, the priorities and the needs should be determined, and then what field you should focus on be determined as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you
You're welcome.
very much. Echo White, he has a question. Dear host, no take it, please.
Thanks so much. Actually, I really enjoyed this webinar. First of all, I need to say this. Maybe there is a so simple answer for this question. I'm wondering, maybe Mr. Chris can reply this one. I'm sure that he's an expert on this issue. I'm wondering for the creation of these kind of simulation models for the cities, is there any specific package computer programming, or just you are writing those codes by using Python, something like that? Thanks so much.
Thank you for the question, Dr. Husnu. So I'm not so much of an expert actually on this, but what we see is that some cities have the capability to build their own digital twins, like in-house, basically. The city of Seoul has built it from the ground up. And from our member Baguio City, they also said that they have built the digital twin using their own kind of programming. But what we do see in some other cities is they use GIS programs such as ArcGIS. Even QGIS is a free version, which requires more technical knowledge to use. My proposition is probably a little bit too future thinking. If when I was talking about the games, because the games actually have all of these physics engine built into a system, such as Unreal. Unreal is the engine that the games use to run all those systems. So what the city would need to probably do is to actually hire, programmers who can use those systems to bring it over to the city management, and they probably need to pay some licensing fee to those developers, much like you would use for ArcGIS. And I believe that the Unreal company, as the example, they already have a division that works on digital twins for public realm. So depending on if you have the money or not, or the capabilities, you could either build it from the ground up, or you could actually purchase, something from ArcGIS or one of these engines that they're called. But you need to have the technical capability in order to actually use them. So you may need to do a lot of trainings to make sure that your city can actually simulate the city and then also monitor and use the system.
Well, thank you very much, dear Chris. Just the last question is from Ms. Elif, Mersin, Turkey. How you collect data for your digital twin? She's interesting to know that.
Yeah, I will explain. Okay, thank you for the question. First, yeah, how do we collect for our transportation model, which is we call intelligent smart technologies, transportation system. We just collect the data through different functions. One of them is just our cameras. We just locate some cameras at the intersections, and then we collect the data via the cameras. And also we use IoT, which we use to collect data as well. And also we use some digital cars. We just put some information when the citizens use those digital cars. We collect the data from how frequently they use it, in what locations, at what stations they use it. We collect the data through digital cars. And also we just put some cameras as well at the different locations, and we collect the data through those cameras. These are the functions, tools that we use collect the data.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Please kindly turn on your webcams for a group photo. Dear speakers and dear participants, please turn off your webcam. Please. Thank you very much. We sincerely thank all the speakers for sharing their valuable knowledge and experiences, and also we truly appreciate the warm presence and active participation of everyone, which made this session fruitful and meaningful. We look forward to seeing you again in our upcoming events and continuing this journey together. Thank you very much, and bye. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day and goodbye.
Have a nice day.